Before I actually talk about Persona 5, let me tell you some things. The way I found out about Persona 5 is this little-known fighting game called Super Smash Bros. At first, when I saw Joker, I didn't really think much of him. I just thought he would be a character I didn't really care about. But then whenever he was released, like when the servers pooped themselves, I decided to start watching a playthrough of Persona 5, see if it was my thing. Just so you know, I really do hate RPGs, and I think turn-based combat is like watching paint dry. But while this game seems like that on the surface, it's a lot more of a visual novel or a story-based game, I guess. I mean, look, it has to be good. I even bought a menu theme. I won't go into the story much, but I'll tell you the beginning. You're a high school student named Akira Kurusu, also known as Funny Man. You're trying to escape a casino for reasons you don't know yet, with your friends cheering you on the whole time, until right before you escape, you get caught and told that one of your own teammates sold you out. Most of the game takes place in the future, with you telling an interrogator exactly what happened in the past months leading up to you getting caught. Most of the game is just a flashback. The one thing that looms over you for the entire game is that someone on your team is a traitor, and for the most part, the game does a pretty good job of keeping the traitor's identity secret, besides it being blatantly obvious who it is by the end. Sure, for the most of the game, I was just making theories on who it was going to be, but by the time it was revealed, my theory was all but confirmed. Anyway, I'm not going to go in-depth into the story, because it's a lot better to just play the game to get the story. So it's time to talk about gameplay. While in the RPG portion of the game, you fight through a dungeon, also known as a palace, based around a villain's disordered desires and try to steal the villain's heart, which in turn would cause them to stop being bad and confess their sins with their own mouth. Unlike with previous games in the Persona series, this part is fun. Instead of just dungeons being randomly generated halls like in Persona 3 and 4, in Persona 5 the palaces are actually made by hand, with interesting puzzles and game design. I was gonna explain sort of the battling system, but I'm bad at talking, and that's kind of hard for me to do. So, although they improved it a lot, I don't think anything could have stopped some of the fighting sections being the weakest part of the game, especially Mementos when the developers just made everything randomly generated again for no reason. In the other half of the game, you can mess around in the city, study, train, and of course, hang out with your friends. When you hang out with your friends, certain events can happen to cause you to become closer with them. These events often add to the story and help you get to know characters better. Every time you rank up, you get perks that will help you win the game. When you max out your bond with someone, their persona, the thing that you fight with in the RPG section, changes into a new form that is stronger. The writing for the characters is so good that by the end of the game, I felt like they really were my friends. I might just be lonely, and let's be real, I totally am, but sometimes I really do wish these people existed. It's kinda sad. The beauty of these two systems of gameplay are how they are both intertwined. How you spend your time in the real world directly affects your ability in battle. Most grinding is replaced with storytelling and getting to know the characters better, which is why, even though I hate RPGs, I can still enjoy the Persona series, at least starting with the third one. The story goes together really well, with world building in one half, and main plot parts of the story in the other. Sure, there are a decent amount of exceptions to this, but it doesn't really matter because I'm sure you get the point. Oh yeah, did I mention the music is awesome? This is one of the only games that I listen to the soundtrack of mixed in with my normal music, because there really isn't much of a difference in quality. The music is great. Some of my favorites are Wake Up, Get Out There, Last Surprise, Rivers in the Desert, Life Will Change, and Beneath the Mask. Beneath the Mask is more chill than the other ones, but anytime I do homework, I listen to it, because it's good enough for me to not get bored and not so distracting that it takes me an hour to get 3 problems done. Of course, there are other good songs in the Persona series, but I'm just trying to stick with 5 for now. Oh yeah, this game is really long, like almost 100 hours on an easy playthrough long. Personally, I like it when games take a long time to complete, especially when I'm as immersed as I was in this game, but I understand not wanting to have to commit 100 hours of your life to a weeb game, and fair enough, but try not to let that discourage you. Even a pro gamer like me took a few months to beat this game. Sure, I took breaks, and I didn't play as nearly as much as I could have, because of other games and just being busy, but it's not like you have to beat this game in a week. It seems like a lot of hours at first, but once you get going in the game, it doesn't seem like it's too much. In fact, The game ended at the perfect time. Any longer would have felt a little too tedious, but if it were any shorter, probably would have been sad because of the friends I made during the game. Once again, I'm probably just freaking lonely, but the writing is great. Personally, I would recommend Persona 5 to anyone who's even remotely interested. If you're an RPG fan, this game is great. If you aren't an RPG fan, just turn it on easy mode and spam your best move. Then you still have an amazing game. You can buy the normal one or the Royal. As of now, the Royal isn't out yet, but it's coming out in a few months. But honestly, if you want it now, just buy the normal game. It's only $20, and if you really enjoy it, you can get the other one. I'm gonna get the Royal on launch day, maybe even Scramble if it decides to come out in the West. Anyway, I hope this video got you interested in the wonderful world of Persona 5, because it's a good game. Alright, never mind on that last part. We just got some breaking news. Atlas just posted a thing on their Twitter that basically tells us we'll be getting new info on the Royal's release in like 12 days. So, December 3rd, I think. I'm not going to check, but December 3rd, I think. If you want Persona 5, just wait for a few days and see when the Royal's coming out. It might actually be worth it to wait. $20 is a steal, though. So, if you're on a budget, just grab Persona 5. It's not that big of a deal. You can go back and get the Royal. You'll be fine. Anyway, let's start the outro. So I was going to use this part to just kind of like say, oh yeah, I've not had a consistent upload schedule. Sorry. But you know, Kappa's happening now, so I need to come up with something. So I'm gonna hold up, guys. Just wait for this.
This video is recommended for general audiences. Please don't sue.
You guys heard it here first. Siri just said this is not for children. That means they can't sue me. Please, I don't have $42,000. Oh yeah, also like special thanks to Butterbeam and Pepperoni. Their channels are in the description. I wouldn't be making videos or streaming right now if it wasn't for them. So yeah, check out their channels and subscribe. If you don't, I'll tell Morgana you've been staying up past your bedtime. You wouldn't want that. Oh yeah, and just in case you were wondering, my favorite character is An, and my least favorite character is Makoto. So, yeah.